What's up, everybody? Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing 31 achievements at once. You heard me correct. 31. We are doing all of the audio logs in Halo 3 ODST in the Master Chief Collection, which you get an achievement for each one individually. There's 30, and then you get one at the end for collecting all 30 of them. So 31 in all. And we are going to be consulting this map. This map contains all 29 of the audio logs found in the Mombasa Street segments, and the 30th one actually you need to get on Data Hive after you've unlocked the first 29. So that's just one of many maps that have been made for these audio logs. You could consult that one, you could pause it right there and just, go through by yourself. Hitting the back button shows you your own map, so you can kind of match up the locations to where you are and look for them that way. If you do want the visual guide, obviously I'm going to go through them all right now. I've sped this up 2 times because it takes a while to walk around, which is why you first want to go here when you start off and you get these nifty mongeese. This is only when you start up the Rally Point 8 out of 8. It's like the open hub world version of this level, the Mombasa Streets, Rally Point 8. So start up that on easy. And you can see here, I'm just consulting the map as I'm going through here and just going to place waypoints as I go. Just click A to place a waypoint, and then you can see it up above there. I am just closing in, and obviously the mongoose is helpful just because it makes it go by way faster. And those guys, I was going to try to splatter them, but apparently they cannot be splattered since they were in kind of a scripted animation, I guess. They were just invulnerable. But no need to, engage with those guys. Just go right by them. The first audio log is over here. It's a telephone. They could be various different things. Some are telephones, some are Optican health stations, some are old school looking telephones. There's one that's an old school telephone. It kind of looks like it's an old answering machine. Not sure why they have these payphones and answering machine phones in the year 2552, but whatever, we'll roll with it. Maybe they're a very, eccentric community here in New Mombasa. I don't know. But the next one is right here. This one's an ATM machine, so you can see how they're not all the same. You will find that whenever you're near one, the superintendent, the AI running the city, tries to get your attention, so you'll see sirens going off, you'll see like lights flashing, you'll hear it probably. Some of these are spitting out coins or like ATM cards or whatever. So the AI is trying to get your attention. So you want to keep your ears open for signs of, hey, come over here. But the next one is over here. You can see. And I just am going to keep going. Marking the next one. That's number 4. So we're going to go for 5 now. And again, you could always just pause on that segment where I showed the map and just do it yourself. But this is just in case you're having trouble finding some. Some are tough, like this one actually is kind of underground. You got to go under here, under this whole building, and get it that way. So I always go back to my map, hit X to deactivate the audio log. They are interesting to listen to, but I like to listen to them all at once rather than just have them playing randomly as I collect them. So I do recommend listening to it. It's a pretty interesting story, actually. It ties into the superintendent and what he's doing throughout the city this whole time and everything. It's pretty cool. I was pleasantly surprised with how in-depth it was, actually. But sometimes you'll find that there's Covenant that you got to deal with, which is what I'm doing here. They sometimes like to cramp your style. You're just trying to get these audio logs, man, and they're just firing at you, so you got to kill them, and I mean, that's not cool. So the next one is up here. I believe that was number 6 we just got, so we're going for 7. We're just going to make our way, and again, we grab the mongoose. There's multiple superintendent catches, or caches. I always forget how to pronounce that. I think it's preference. I don't care, though. I never use this word except for when I'm playing Halo and there's a weapons catch. But anyway, we got that one. You can see this one's kind of tough. This is actually a doorway. It doesn't look like a doorway right off the bat, but it is. And not all of them open, but some do. And you could get into kind of interior sections that you may not think you could get into at first. So again, we're just cruising along, showing you the ropes. You could see that cop car was freaking out and flashing lights, and its siren was going off. So that's an indication that you're close to a audio log. So be on the lookout for that. Also, you want to be in visor mode, because when you're in visor mode, the telephone or the Optican booth or whatever it is that is the audio log will light up in yellow. It'll be surrounded in yellow, so you'll know to go up to that and click the action button to activate it. Otherwise, you'll just be like walking up to every payphone and trying to see if it has anything for you, but most of them do not. So be in visor mode the whole time. You probably want to be in visor mode anyway, because it's nighttime for these levels, and it's easier to see in general, and all the enemies are outlined for you as well. So this one's kind of tricky. You want to go up here. There's always a jackal there, but you want to go to the left. Right here, it's another one of these doors that don't really look like doors, but they are. And now we have gotten that one, and we're going to go to the next one. Again, I'm just doing this quickly. Obviously, if I did it at normal actual speed, it'd be way more boring. I'm sure this is boring enough as it is, just driving around the city. This one is also weird. It's another one of those doors. You just go to the opposite side. It's kind of like a square room. There's two ways to go to this part. Wrap around one way or wrap around the other once you're in this interior section. And it's at the opposite corner. So now we're just going back. And we're done with that one. Moving on. Moving on. So open this door. You're going to have to get out and open a bunch of doors. Obviously, this whole city is segmented by those doors. A clever way of making load zones. And as you can see, there's more people here again. I already killed those people in that hub area, and now there's more. This one was throwing me for a loop for a little bit, because I thought the marker was higher up to the left, but it's actually down here. So I'm just going to use my map again to mark off where the next one is. They're all numbered on the map that is provided earlier. There's a ton of maps. I mean, like everyone made a map, it seems. So every like achievement website made a map so you could reference easily, which is great. This one is up on top of this roof here, so you kind of got to jump on a crate and then a truck and then up here. So that one could be a little tricky. Nothing crazy though, once you know it's up there. Now we're going over here. This is the one that I could have sworn that I got. Oh my god, it was terrible. You really do want to get them in order, because then you know exactly where you are and exactly which ones you still need to get. You don't just want to get them while you're going through the campaign normally. And I should also say this before we go on any further, that you need to get all 29. The best way to do it, I would say, is to go on easy. Rally point 8. And so you're in the open streets. You could just go access all of them at once. Get all 29, and then you have to get to Data Hive, but you can't just quit out and then start up a game on Data Hive. You actually have to beat all the levels again, if you already have. So you got to beat all the levels in this save. So you just want to get all 29, then go to each of the clues to activate the 6 levels. So Tayari Plaza, Uplift Reserve, Kazingo Boulevard, NMPD HQ, Oni Alpha Site, those two I mixed up, and Kikawani Station. So you're going to have to beat all those in this same save. And that way you could open up Data Hive with your 29 audio logs, and you'll be able to get to the 30th one. I did this twice actually. I did 29, and then I quit out and I started up Data Hive, and it's like, are you sure you want to start up Data Hive? Your previous save will be expunged or wiped or whatever it says. And I'm like, yeah, I had a bad feeling about it. I didn't think it was going to work, and it ended up not working. So I had to do it all over again, and then I had to beat all 6 levels, but it's on easy, so you can just run through most of it, so it's not too bad. Just takes a little bit of time. Obviously, it would take more time if you had to find all these, but these are all laid out here for you, so it's not terribly bad. This is double the speed, so it took me about 40 minutes, 35-40 minutes to find all the 29 audio logs. This one is up on top here by the sniper. Right here. So it's not terribly time consuming if you know where they all are. It might take you a little longer than 35-40 minutes just because you're not exactly sure of where they all are. Unless you're following along exactly. But, you know, take your time. There's no time limit to this, of course. Just make sure that you do this all in one save and you don't overwrite your save because it's annoying when that happens. More phone booth. Some of these are just straight up annoying to get, though. Originally, I found all these without a map or anything when it first shipped in 2009. And it was quite an ordeal. So we gotta go. This is another interior one. A lot of these interior ones will be the home to some engineers, and I know that's a achievement on its own. An achievement on its own. Proper grammar here, come on. Where you gotta kill 10 engineers, and another one is to kill 25 engineers, so. Of course you want to do that when you can. When you see an engineer, just take him out if it's not too much trouble. You want to work on multiple things at once. Obviously, optimize your time. So we're just moving along here. Getting towards the end, almost, maybe. And then, of course, we have to cover the Data Hive experience, which is the 30th and final audio log. Normally, there's a guy, if you don't have 29 audio logs, the guy you meet up in there who's like, oh, you're going to the 9th floor too. Oh my god, so ominous. He's just like a Marine that tags along with you for a little bit, and he'll die if you don't have 29 audio logs. But if you have 29, he will come along with you, and he'll survive past the point where he normally does. Normally he gets killed by drones at a certain point. But he will continue on if you have 29, and he will lead you to the 30th, and he actually turns out to be a bad guy within the story of the audio logs. This one is weird. It's inside, and that's like an old school landline phone looking thing that I was talking about. So yeah, that guy is actually a bad guy in that whole series of the audio logs, and it's kind of cool that it kind of all ties together like that. And so you'll have to kill him, actually. He'll turn on you because you're not supposed to find out that he's a bad guy and all this crap, and you're not supposed to find out everything that he's done and whatever. So he'll turn into a bad guy, and you actually have to kill him, and then you can activate the 30th terminal. So that is the difference between having 29 audio logs and having less than 29 audio logs. You'll notice that I lost my mongoose around the 15th audio log. Those jerk Covenant blew it up. So I just went to another superintendent stash of ammo and stuff, but there was no mongoose there. You can see on your map there are icons, like superintendent icons, and those are the stashes of ammo and stuff that he has for you. You can see one to the bottom right. Whenever I go into my map, you'll see like a couple. There's one right there. But, you know, if you want to, you could go and check them out, see if there's a mongoose. I kind of just kept going. I didn't really make a priority of getting the mongoose, for better or for worse. But I am going a little slower now due to the fact that I am going on foot, which is not cool. Where's that engineer? Saw those overshielded guys before I even saw the engineer. It's usually the case, though. I don't know why I just said it like it was some oddity, some rare occurrence. So I'm looking around here. Not in there. It's up here. It's up and to the left. We got to go into an interior area again, right in there. So another one of these... No, not another one of these doors. No, I lied. I lied to myself. It is another one of those doors. 2 engineers in here. You don't need to kill these people. I said that you should, if you can. They're giving me trouble, though. They're kind of like double overshielded because they're helping each other out. That was annoying as all hell in Halo Wars when you had a ton, like a flock, a gaggle of engineers. And they all just healed each other constantly. Even though they were pretty weak to begin with, so it's not like they had a ton of health. It's pretty easy to take out one, but to take out like a bunch of them was really, really annoying. And those guys who would just, you know, lock down their base and just make a scarab and 20 engineers or 30 engineers and call it a day. You guys, you know who I'm talking about. You know who you are. You are an annoying group of people. Get out of here, beam rifle guy. I was going to leave you alone, but you started shooting at me. So we are getting to the end here, close to the end of the first 29, and then we'll walk through the 30th one as well. Of course, take you all the way there. I'm not going to bring you all the way to the top and then, just leave you there hanging. So we're moving along on foot, again, of course, because we don't have a mongoose. And there's one right around here. It's actually the next level below here. It's kind of a tiered step of payphones here. Sometimes it's hard to tell where exactly things are because there's, like the roofs obscure the map. So you can't really tell what's underneath the map. Like right there. That one's not too bad though. The most annoying ones are the ones that are like inside something and you gotta like open a secret door, it seems. Obviously they're not secret doors, they're in plain sight, but they kind of seem like, it feels like they are kind of secretive at first, especially if you aren't even aware that those things can be doors. They kind of seem like walls more than doors. And the fact that it's kind of dark out to begin with, so those dark doors that don't even look like doors, and you can't even see them, and when you do see them, you're like, oh, that's just a wall. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. You accidentally walk up to one like 10 years later, and it says, hold whatever button to open the door. And you're like, what door? There's a door here? And then you're like, oh, there's a door. Those are doors. And then you're like, oh, I could finally find the last 5 or 6 audio logs. Thanks. Awesome. Man. So I think we're going for the 28th one here. Getting close. We're getting close. There's a bunch of enemies in this area. So we're going to just... Oh, not this area, but the next one for the 29th. There's usually a bunch of people over there. So this is 28. Hit X to stop that audio log, unless you want to listen to them as you get them. I like to, again, like I said earlier, I like to listen to them all at once, not as I collect them. And of course, you could just find them on like YouTube, I'm sure, at this point, or just anywhere online, somewhere. If you want to listen to them without collecting them, that's your call. This is the area I was talking about. This is where the 29th one is. Not in this door, but the door further down here. Right here. It's open for you. You got to go up some stairs. And it's right here. So that's 29. And now we are going to go to Data Hive. So I skipped ahead to Data Hive here. I'm a little way through the level at this point. But like I said earlier, you do need to complete the 6 prior levels before getting to Data Hive. You can't just save and quit once you get all 29 and start up Data Hive. You need to complete the 6 missions that you start up when you find all those clues throughout Mombasa as the rookie. And then once you do that, you will gain access to Data Hive and just start that up at this point. And you will meet up with this guy. He's always here at this point. He is the bad guy who will lead you to the 30th audio log. So you activate this computer here, and the pylon thing will open up in the middle of the room, and you can jump down to the lower level. And then you'll come across an identical room where the cylinder pops up in the middle of the floor, and you jump down, and that's normally where he dies. But since you have 29 audio logs, we have moved on with him still alive right here. Normally he's dead before this point. But after that second time you drop down through the hole in the middle of the room, you will come across a bunch of brutes, and this is the last bunch of brutes right here. That guy was distracted, thankfully, so I was able to assassinate him easily. A way to assassinate him is to plasma pistol him, which stuns him, and then wrap around back and smack him in the back for that second that he's stunned. This is the part where he leads you into this doorway where the 30th audio log is waiting. You can see it's very icy, and just ice is covering the entire area here. If you have visor mode on, it will look very bright due to the ice here. And he'll say something along the lines of, I gotta do something here, wait outside, it's not any of your business or anything. But just follow him in anyway. And he's gonna go over here, and he's gonna say some lines like, oh my god, you shouldn't have seen this, blah blah blah. And you can see my targeting reticle is green at this point because he's a friendly, but in a couple seconds he'll turn red. The targeting reticle will. which will indicate he is now turned into a bad guy, and you actually have to kill him right there. I tried to firebomb him to do it in style, but I missed because I'm terrible, and, well, I took him out with a carbine. Not much style there. And you go up to this panel and activate it, and that is the 30th audio log. So you'll have unlocked the achievement Record Store Owner, which is to find all 30 audio logs, and you'll have gotten the 30 achievements prior to that, which is to get each individual audio log. So that is it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Click like and subscribe, leave a comment, follow me on Twitter at HaloCompletion, and I'll see you later for more achievements.